All right, first game of the SEA DPC. I love it. I absolutely love it. Unfortunately, it was the Vul assassin that had hit him beforehand, so he got a lot less health back than he would have liked from that water room.
We've always been a really big fan of Mizu on the three. Yeah, Polisun falling pretty low here. Looks like Red with one more right click from the Grim Show. We'll have our first kill of Division 2, the Winter Tour.
Is because he went and put that sentry ward up next to the small camp, so there was an observer ward there, so he got all that solo experience for himself.
Mid lane,
Alacrity.
Yeah, they dropped the ultimate Alacrity. He might just tick out. Well, let's see if the extra regen's enough. He goes for the deny. Oh, he'll just so close. Only 1 point in dagger, honestly. Maybe if with the extra point there.
Yeah, the first siege creep timing, but that'd be a pretty damn good game if you had.
Kill Red. In Your Dream is, they do have an observe ward at least from Radiant, so looking to put as much pressure on Alacrity as possible. In Your Dream's force is more of a defensive boat, just get that run buff popping. And now with the rotation for Polisun as well, they'll turn it back around on the Queen of Pain, blink on cooldown, and that'll cost him his life as Alacrity 4 points in. The proof is plenty a burst.
Need is the second Meepo to be able to get all of that damage out in pretty quick succession, but
bottom lane Ghost as well. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what happens. You make such a big rotation to be able to counter the Quap's rotation through, but
knowing reincarnations on cooldown feels like a big window to really limit the farm that Ghost can get.
Yeah, for me, if they were able to rotate quickly enough, Mizu, by the way, he's trying
Mizu, yeah. Benson to brace, not level for the moment, so Mizu will turn and drop a huge Echo Slam. The damage stacking up on the creeps, and now Yorkam, thanks to the haste, gets there in the nick of time. A beautiful rotation should net themselves 2 kills thanks to a huge ultimate from the Earthshaker.
Oh,
Job 1 is juking through the tree line. There's no way. Okay. Oh, you get the kill on Ghost. You take it, but a little bit of silver linings.
Go Bon. Imagine if that Tidebringer just clipped him. That would have been such an anticlimax. All right, rotation up top here from Alacrity. They're just looking to get really aggressive here. I like the fact that Mizu is, not just wanting to sit back and farm. He's wanting to connect constantly together with this Meepo. Make sure, because he is the win condition, right, for the team. So
you've got hookshot, of course, but if that's on cooldown, and you're putting a lot of dependency anyway on a support to have perfect positioning as Mizu. Run up that high ground, my friend. He's going to do just that. Sealand will even rotate over just to secure the extra damage. Mizu bursts it down. Benito Dreams looking to get involved as well. Another defensive boat. Is it going to be enough to keep Polisun alive? So it looks like it'll be a 2-for-1 trade. Yorkam looking to get involved as well. They'll make it work for it once again. Tide bring off the creep. He'll go for it, and he'll get it. Beautifully done. In Your Dream, it might be really difficult for Spawn 496 to contest that once we head to the mid game, because Nigma Galaxy, they're ready to rock and roll. They've hit their items, and you see how they're posturing. Polisun, he's just gonna pop the smoke. He's got some heroes in the backline as well. Beautiful coax, the place for the boat, dropping down straight on the heads of 2 heroes, and now Mizu over the top. Echo Slam on 4, overwhelming amounts of damage, and the rest of Nigma Galaxy, they're looking for the cleanup crew. Alacrity prioritizing the Queen of Pain, making sure there's no escape, and with the backline as well, Snapfire is just going to put his body on the line to prevent any disengage, but the rest of Nigma Galaxy a little bit slow to connect, so
but they're just going to look to trade. I would say that 496 are probably going to be happy with this, though, if they are able to get the tower, that is.
I know they're smoked. On top, if they're caught out, Ghost under the T2 tower. Level 2 in the reincarnation, still without the Radiance completed, so a big power spike that they're lacking at the moment here for the Wraith King. Sealand's going to try and push it back, but still the perfect fidget placement. Make sure there's no retreat for the Wraith King, and Dragonite as well will lose his life as Nigma Galaxy once again surround the heroes.
I like the fact that they were going for that, right? Because, you have to trade if the enemy team's going for your tier 2 tower, and this one is higher value because we still haven't had the first Roche outside of now that they're looking to go for. So it would have opened up a big opportunity for them to take it. Be the case, though, is that a Echo Slam used just to be able to get the Weaver kill? I don't hate it. It gives away their potential to maybe snipe away the Aegis.
Ghost has finally found this Radiance, but it is 21 minutes in. And you've given a big opportunity for Nigma Galaxy as well. Down bottom, on top of the Queen of Pain, Alacrity and Mizu. There's the 1-2 punch they can provide across the map. It makes it so difficult for the co-op. And now your map control is just this chokehold. It's firm now.
Blade as well, so any target that gets found is immediately picked off. They want to make sure that they're making their plays
like Ghost
before these BKBs come up.
I mean, he's close to the tower, but Dyer's swinging on over. Mizu sets up once again. They've laid down enough damage to bring down the first life, and now Radiant, they need to react. A 4-star getting him out of harm's way. So nice reinforcements, but you've got to be cautious. Alacrity, that's a peculiar angle into the fight. From the middle lane, he goes on top of the tier 3 tower. They'll get rid of the Queen of Pain. You've got to be cautious about the buyback for Mizu again. Drops the Echo onto 3. The damage is so much for Spawnfire and 6 to deal with. They've killed off the first life, but they've got to be cautious about how deep you go. Really inside Radiant's territory. You don't want to throw this lead you have. The ultimate's starting to dwindle. Alacrity feeling powerful nonetheless, though. It's going to continue to push Radiant back further and further inside the base. And no one on Nigma Galaxy has died.
And the damage that it racks up over the course of a team fight is pretty damn significant. You know, 12-second cooldown with the talent. And 200 damage over an AoE, like that, 1,000 damage in a team fight is pretty damn significant.
Ghost. Sucks just gonna man up right now, run straight to the triangle. Hollow will pop an early BKB. They're playing very split at the moment, making sure they don't get all grouped up, but guys, exactly, that's early reincarnation. We'll have to use the defensive BKB. Ghost trying to reset the fight, but now with the BKBs expiring, Sport 496 gonna have to look to get out of the area. This music can hold them back. Dropping the Acro Slam once again. Alacrity should have plenty of damage to follow up in our rating. How can they turn this back around? Meepo, about half health still to play with, but the damage is starting to lack without Ghost nearby, so they can turn. Cillian's actually going to jump in, dropping the Sonic Wave. This is a window that they weren't expecting, as Nigma Galaxy C heavily commit at the top side of the map. They'll lose 2 at the moment. Anything more they can get out of it, though? Yeah, Mizu will be found in the tree line red. He's lacking the stun, though. Unfortunately, only 3 points Dragon Tailed, and then maybe that could be an extra way for you to go later and later to really have Ghost starting to get more items.
Another smoke that was, I believe, under vision, given that
they're coming over. Nigma Galaxy C. See the Queen of Pain once again raiding. A little bit split. So Mizu's going to find the angle. Just evaporates the Grimstroke. Mizu, a cheeky solo kill for him. He's got the Arcane Rune in the arsenal. So Fisher's back up. Goes completely trapped into a higher. He's able to reposition him.
Queen of Pain. Zillion's been taking really good fights, but you just can't do it solo.
But Roche is still going to get obliterated. All this minus armor. Oh no, not again. What do we get? Refresher. Let's give that one over to Mizu.
Roaming around here on the bottom side of the map with his Invis rune, just trying to catch out anyone that might be trying to farm, but Case just brings his clones here to make sure that you're constantly pushing out as well. It's the other bonus as well, right? You've got multiple ways now to be able to take a safe farm.
Setting up on Ghost. Ahio still without the Aghanims. He's got BKB at the ready. 4 staff as well, but Polison, great target prioritization. He's going to look to jump the backline, but Ghost has been unable to pop the BKB, but still, they're ripping apart the backline. 2 supports going. BKB super defensive. It's just a hope to get out to safety.
You take it. Now level 25 as well on the Meepo, just wanting to go all in on the survivability.
How do you kill anyone? 4,200 health on Conker, 3,700 on Meepo, not to mention he's got Ages.
They're not wanting to tap out, obviously realizing that every single win, even if it's only a 1% chance, to maybe try and wait for that overwhelming blink, but Nigma Galaxy not wanting to give him the opportunity.
Trying to set up on Ghost. Force some reactions out early. Once again, they'll jump the backline. Straight on top of the Grimstroke, but they've got the buybacks. This could be the way back in for the fight, but they're going to push Ghost further outside the base thanks to the tidal wave. Now with the respawn, he's still got the BKB, but he doesn't have any extra assistance at the moment as Ghost is using this defensively to reposition himself. But the rest of Dire, they've committed heavily here. They've lost two. Earthshaker along with the clockwork, but Alacrity still has the Ages in the arsenal within your dream standing hand in hand as well. The buyback's coming into fray, but Alacrity, let's see what he can do with the second round. He's going to jump on forward. They'll push Grimstroke to the western side, but the Meepo is slowly falling, and finally they'll bring down Alacrity. So 496, like you said, I mean, you're going to make him work for it. We might have a long game here, but every single game matters. They'll take it to the end.
I mean, he was holding a ping for the longest time.
Was he actually?
Yeah.
6 stats, baby. It's so important. What else would you take, honestly?
Not much.
Hey, all right, rating. They're smoked out. Maybe you'll take Yokam. The rest of Dara a little bit disconnected here from the Snap 5, but he's goddamn tanky and he's got some survivability items too. 80 seconds without the Snapfire.
Dylan up onto the high ground. He's just acting like a bit of an observer ward right now. Unfortunately, for 496, they're not going to be lucky enough to get that instant Roche respawn. It's a minute away. They're actually going for a bit of a reverse wraparound here.
Oh, Hayo's going to lead the charge. He's really vital to the lineup at the moment with the Aghanim's. Alacrity trying to prioritize him as well. But the Sakuchi furthers the positioning from Ohio, but now they're straight on top of Alacrity too. The AoE damage starting to rack up. With the help of the run buff, is it enough to keep the Meepo alive? They're trying to target him, but the E-Blade's not enough. Meepo's gone, but a buyback looking to rejoin the fight as Mizu drops the slam, jumping over the top on the Wraith King. They'll dealt with the first life. Alacrity back in the fray as well, but it looks like this time Nigma Galaxy Southeast Asia will clean up the team fight as they're looking to catch out the stragglers as Ghost down to the northern side. Queen of Pain on the high ground as well. Bob's able to make it out to safety, but the buyback's coming back into the play. But Paulson, perfect use of the reposition, will give no opportunity for Ghost to turn it back around. And the Grimstroke will also be killed off in front of the Roche pit.
Costs a few buybacks, but again, if Alacrity is able to grab this Aegis, he's totally happy with that kind of trade happening.
Let's go pick it up. Nice.
All right.
Nice.
He just wants to end the game real quick.
I mean, you know, Ghost doesn't have buybacks, so well, this is looking like a bit of a GG right here. Seeing crazy things.
He's just blocking off the base here, Mizu. Not wanting anyone to even attempt to try and defend this.
Come on, lads, I believe. Come on, let's go. One last attempt. Oh no, the Galaxy Southeast Asia will kick off our first series with their map victory. It was, I mean, really just a staple performance for them. You get a classic hero with the Meepo and Alacrity, and he'll put work in. I'm a big fan of Spawn 496 at draft. I think you've got a lot here in regards to tower taking potential. It's an incredible Veil game. Snap, Lesh, even the Nightstalker, I suppose, with the Void. Yes, I mean, if Ohio can get that farm, but it just, like, another thing we didn't really mention in the draft is that Dire have a little bit more amplification and steroids as well, First Blood for In Your Dream picked up down bottom. That's to advantage.
I mean, I wasn't expecting that, though. Like,
I blame you too, it's on your fault.
Right. I was about to say the PA isn't like an insane laner. You know, you've got to
go down mid as well. I got that one. It's all good. It's all good. Dylan, that's a big kill to find. 1-1-2.
Try and deny a little bit more of that experience away. Pulling the hard camp, might even get the stack off into the next wave. Yeah, just making Nightstalker's life even more difficult. Now that he's level 4, though.
Got a bit of a battle going on. Leshak and Zhao Bonbon. Scouting out, trying to prioritize picking up the rune here for the Shadowfiend.
Was able to claim it, even just feeding the mangoes over his Xiao Bonbon over to his Leshak. Obviously, we're just wanting to enable him as much as possible. Mizu goes down on the top side, and that's a big win considering you had 2 people rotating down towards this bottom side of the map.
Get a little bit of experience, a little bit of gold in a lane where your position 2's vacated the area. Doing his best to keep that tower alive as well. I again really want to see Dire start to use his first nighttime as Silen connecting with red down bot. Phantom Assassin is a hero that cannot farm the jungle to rapid raid as with him coming up here. I'll get rid of the reincarnation on Ghost. Is a fair way away from the tier 1. Reinforcements coming at a little delayed timing here. The cookie's enough to reposition goes to safety, but in your drink, no, not gonna matter. As Mizu kill getting the level 6 and sets up for a beautiful Echo Slam as they find a second kill. But Red's now gonna show up to the party. He's got this Dark Ascension ready to rock and roll with the extra damage, but they still gotta be cautious because the Grimstroke combined with the Phantom Assassin is no joke of a combination. But Red, airwalking the moment, pushing Radiant further and further back.
Maybe looking to try and set up here again around Mizu, that he's able to defend this tower as quickly as possible.
I need the rest to die to connect down bottom as well. Again, they need these early conversions on towers. Gonna catch out Alacrity the moment. Silen's looking to connect as well, but Alacrity's gonna be cautious. He doesn't have time to charge up the Requiem. As a cookie, great position from Snapfire, sweeping on over from the western side. As now they'll surround the Clockwork. He's just gonna go for a straight heads up TP, but the stun's ready, up and available once again as 496 to bring the whole crew down bottom, and the Goons find 3.
Tower's gonna stay alive pretty damn easily.
And looking to backstab up top. Gonna run straight into Polison first. An aggressive use of the Yule Scepter, however. Celestia's going to be cautious now without this in the arsenal as they're going to pounce. Recognizing the weakness. Silen is penalized for the heavy commitment here and is rating a little bit more happier with the slower pace. The Dire content that they're going to hit their timing shortly.
The fact that you haven't lost your mid tier 1 tower against a Leshrac, pretty damn significant, especially considering you've got a PA going that Battle Fury.
Oh, Mizu.
It's hurt Mizu though.
Yeah, definitely. Great use to the observer board placed previously.
And
also,
the thing is, you can't buy back to defend this, right? Like this tower, you have to let it go.
A lineup that Radiant a little bit more greedy in the regard of having a PA and a Shadow Fiend. So this will open up the map now for the next night time. But Radiant, they've got some item timing starting to flock on for them as well with the Blink and BKB. And a perfect use of the Soulbind combined up with a hook shot. They're all caught out in the river. So Alacrity can charge up the Requiem. They'll blow up Silen. That's all they'll really get out of it.
It's all about revealing the positioning of Mizu. It feels like he's the one that can look to turn this game on its head.
Again, Dark Ascension down for another 40. So how does the Night Stalker really get in the middle of the fight? Ghost is on the Vanguard, trying to lean the charge of the river. Just 2 hits Polison, but it's going to look to buy back instantly. But the Aegis already claimed in the hands of Alacrity, but Radiant, they're splitting away from the area. Looking to get back once up to their higher ground. They could potentially take a fight around their control if they force 496 into a choke point, setting up for Mizu's Echo Slam. They're leading once again on top of the Wraith King, trying to deal with the first life. There is Alacrity. He's pump faking the Requiem, but off to the southern side. It's a dire back for Polison, so they won't have the Grimstroke now completely for this fight.
Means that the creep wave probably doesn't even die with this. It's just going to be the skeleton soaking up the majority of the damage. There we go. Backdoor still there. TP comes in from Shadow Fiend. Has to be careful.
Oh, in your dream. It's just looking to pop Ghost at the moment. Alacrity as well joining the fray. That's early usages of the BKB, but it can set up for Alacrity's Requiem straight on round 2. As they'll blow up Ghost, the rest of Spawn 496 retreat away from the area.
I guess they did have the BKB, so that does give them that extra layer of safety that they were looking for. But I don't know. It feels like maybe you get the save off afterwards to be able to.
Bon.
You can jump.
What are you doing up here, my guy? Pull him down. Try and drag the kill into his hands. My guy's just being this Roman ward. Okay. They definitely have ways to blow up Wraith King on the first life, and then second life you just charge up Requiem. He did have Blink queued up. He's now going to the Silver's Edge. Oh, what a fissure. Mizu instantly cuts the initiation into half, but Red's still able to close the distance. They're going to look to try and jump Alacrity, but once the BKBs are forced out for the Radiant cause, it's just going to force Dire back onto their side of the map as they can't stand their ground. But now that they've expired, they might try and find a different angle in. Jumped in. Still another hook shot from Yokam as well on the mark because they've got so much control. It's so difficult for Dire to find an avenue into these fights.
I actually just saw Ohio's build and he hasn't maxed out the Ignite. I'm not sure how big of a fan I'm of that, especially if you go the Veil build. Like, it is nuts the amount of damage that you're able to do with Ignite.
Ohio's going to run straight into the Grimstroke, and once again the Soulbind is making this team fight really difficult for the Night Stalker to propel himself around. Just a quick 1-2 punch as Nigma Galaxy again. Earthshaker's doing so much with the minimal net worth that he had. Now his net worth is starting to grow a little bit, but Grimstroke Soulbinds his past couple of fights been important, and all eyes on once again if they can find the initiation, which they will, and rips apart again. DD, couple of crits, you love to see it. Leshak brought down to the grave. They'll kill off the Ogre too. I mean, it's just Nigma Galaxy Southeast Asia here in this mid game.
The Rocket Flare and In Your Dream looking to back him up.
I like this though. They're like, yeah, maybe we can keep chasing down the Night Stalker, but that could leave our wards vulnerable that are all placed aggressively. So let's just jump in! Oh, Mizu and In Your Dream again! Just blows up the Lesh.
To try and keep this wave pushed in a little bit more. They wouldn't go for this dive, would they? They wouldn't.
Level 20, so it's got that extra minus armor.
Oh, high.
They're doing the calculation. Let's see if they got their damage. Yes, sir, they do. In Your Dream, my god. Goal-like at the moment. We've got a hook shot as well, catching out Ghost. They're trying to pop the early use of the reincarnation, which they'll do so successfully. Now Malakriti can charge up the Requiem. Straight on top of the round 2. Respawn is In Your Dream, back again into the fray. A triple for your Phantom Assassin. Try and give him the Rampage as well. Jalab on one. He can scurry out to safety, but the rest of the team not as fortunate as the Phantom Assassin. He's going headhunting right now.
So I don't think they called GG last game even after the fact, so it's a little rough, right? It feels like this. There were a lot of good individual plays. It just feels like, okay, that'll do something.
BKB's on cooldown. I love to see it. A little bit of creativity here for the boys on Dire.
Fleur?
Still In Your Dream.
Oh, Mizu.
Taunting down to the southern side. Mizu's ready and waiting in the wings, but In Your Dream's gonna turn. Oh, it's just so goddamn farm. He's not even gonna die. And now he's even got the shot as well, more than likely. Such an incredible upgrade here for Pia.
They're gonna force some TPs coming back here from Ghost because you're losing your base, my man.
Radiant's top tower is under
One full set to barracks already claimed, and
I don't know how I feel about them just walking in. Yeah, they're gonna spin it.
They're gonna try with a gobble up straight on top of the Shadow Fiend. The burst is there. That's a nice start to the fight, but it's gonna cost them the lives of the Leshak as well, who does not have a buyback. A 4-on-4, not including the Ages as well, but the chain lockdown's perfect. They've wasted the BKB on the first life. Now Dire, all they need to do is make sure they split up. Don't set up for the Echo Slam as Mizu. He's waiting the wings once again, trying to find the angle in, but the repositioning from In Your Dream is off to the outskirts and jumps back on. They'll blow up too with ease, and let's just see how they're able to reposition afterwards.
The Yoga Magi going into the Ghost Scepter. I was kind of feeling that they needed a Aeon Disc instead, because it feels like whoever's dying first is just getting 100-0 burst. The Ghost Scepter's
He's just gonna jump. Well, it does at the moment. Still, Ghost is trying to deal with the supports. They've cleaned off one, but now Mizu. He's finding the angle, drops the Echo once again onto 2 heroes. Oh, they're just cleaning up house now with 3 down. In Your Dream is looking to continue to stack up the kills. Already over 20 at the moment, our game 2.
Can't even
it's been set up so perfectly for an exceptional game as Nigma Galaxy see. What a way to start Division 2 off with a clean 2-0 victory over Spawn 496.
Exactly the way that you want to start things off, like you said.